first step in the two-color Cobra Stitch Paracord bracelet is to fuse the two ends of paracord together. Now I don't want this to be a big bulky joint, so my first step is to cleanly crop both ends of paracord and then draw out from both approximately an inch of the inner cords, the inner guts of the paracord, and cut those off. That way they'll draw back in and leave me just the sheath, which will make a smaller, less bulky joint. Okay. Now I've created a flat bond between the two ends. I'm going to snip a little bit of that excess molten paracord on here. It leaves a little bit of a sharp plastic end, and that's good because that'll help hold it in place within the bracelet. You may have seen some of the made in China Cobra Paracord bracelets showing up all over the place, even Walmart, craft stores, and so on. They're junk, and you will sometimes see that the construction of them will have a two-color bracelet with a loop attached to the buckle that looks just like this, exposed. You can see the connection, and obviously there's the risk that this bond will release and your bracelet will fall apart. The way I'm going to show you, this is going to be completely hidden within the bracelet and infinitely more secure. Okay, so what we have here on the Ultimate Bracelet Jig, which I do sell at www.paracordist.com, is the setup for the bracelet. Starting at this buckle, I've got the cord attached with a simple lark's head knot or a girth hitch, and then as you see, the joint that we just made between the two colors is located halfway between the two buckles, with the two cords coming up through this buckle here, giving me my two-color working ends for the bracelet. If this was a larger, thicker paracord bracelet, I might use larger buckles and take these two cords back through this buckle again and then backwards with 4 inner cords. In this case, I'm going to begin my Cobra stitch right here with only the 2 inner cords. I've got a narrower 3/8 inch buckle, and this bracelet is for girls, so I don't want it overwhelming in girth. When I'm done, I will have completed the Cobra stitch over this joint. It will be held in place by friction of the knot across the entire bracelet, as well as I mentioned the little barb that's created by the paracord burn. The color pattern you get with this sort of bracelet is dependent on which cord you start with. For example, I start with the teal in the Cobra pattern. And what you get is black perimeter, teal on the inside. If I started the opposite, With the opposite cord across the top, I would have had a teal perimeter and black inside, or what you see on the bottom. So depending on which side of your bracelet is up, it's a matter of how you organized your buckles when you started, you simply choose the appropriate color to start with across the top, and you will end up with the arrangement that you seek. Now, I'm not spending a lot of time going over and explaining in detail how these knots are tied. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but I do have another video, which I'll link here, that spends more time in discussion of the Cobra stitch, and then, most importantly, discusses how to finish this bracelet professionally without ugly, burned ends marring the work that you've created. So in a second I will be at the, let me tilt the camera down. I'm at the joint that we created. Simply going to continue the work till I go right over that joint. Now when I'm making one of these bracelets as a or with the goal of carrying as much cord as I can, maybe for a quote-unquote survival bracelet, with each pass or each few passes that I create, I'll actually grab this tight and slide these down as much as I can. You can get considerably more cord into the bracelet if you do that repeatedly. The downside then of that construction, it takes a little bit longer, but more importantly, it makes a stiffer bracelet. Some people don't like that. In this case, I'm making this for my daughter, so I'm just going to go straight through here without trying to cram in a lot of paracord. So that's basically it. I'm nearing the end of the bracelet here. The joint is held securely within. I'm going to finish this bracelet without burns using my Paracord needles or fids, which I sell at Paracordist.com. And again, I'll link that video to you here so you can learn how to finish your own bracelet. Thanks for watching.